Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Hello, and welcome to your third favorite podcast, the Steve and Crypto Show. As always, presented by thestevestrout.com, where I have been posting stuff. I've been using it to share a couple of my cool projects, other people's stuff that we don't really talk about here on the show. I like hyping stuff over there still for the last 150 years or so. But, like I said, presented by thestevestrout.com. Go check it out. And of course, I'm Steve. Crypto Zoo is on assignment. So we're going to do this one solo, keep it short and sweet. So if you have been listening, we like to always kick off the show by hyping all the ways to support the Steve and Crypto Show. Crypto usually handles those duties, but I'm going to run through them. Hopefully I don't forget anything. If I do, let me know. So first of all, got to hype the Patreon. Patreon.com/SteveCrypto. It is a place where you can go and pledge as little as $1 a month to join. And we're just posting lots of stuff over there as often as possible. It's tricky to keep up on sometimes, and I really want to try to get more out to you, and we will. But we like to kind of let you into our lives a little more outside of the main podcast. Stuff that crypto will do with the family. Events that I'll go to that's not really part of the main Steve Crypto Show vibe. But it's a lot of cool things. We like to let you guys in. We consider you guys our friends, so we like to kind of let you a little more into our lives, and we're not just about watching horror movies and stuff. But go check it out, Steve Crypto. The Patreon page. So patreon.com/SteveCrypto. Like I said, a little as $1 a month. You can pledge to the show, and it helps us immensely. It goes into updating merch, adding new merch. It goes to upgrading the show, gear and stuff, because God knows I need to upgrade some of my gear. I know I was bitching about it a couple weeks ago about my headphones are getting kind of worn out. They still work, but they're just getting all kind of falling apart before they stop working, which is good. It means it's good headphones. Things like that. We get invited to conventions and stuff. They set us up places to crash. They set us up with space and promo and stuff, but most of the time we still got to get our butts there. Patreon helps us with that. Gas ain't cheap anymore, so $1 here, $1 there helps. But we appreciate everybody who has been contributing, and it means a lot to us. And there's another way you can contribute if you head over to the Buy Me a Coffee page. I think it's still running. It's kind of like tipping. You can leave a couple bucks there or whatever. Again, it helps out just like the Patreon does. But you don't get extra access to the special things we might post on Patreon. So that's buymeacoffee.com, and I believe it is /SteveCrypto as well. Try to keep everything pretty much the same so you guys could find it pretty easily. There's that. There is a merch page. We have separate merch that we bring to conventions and shows, and then we have different merch that we have online. If you go to Etsy and search for Steve and Crypto, our merch page will pop up, and we have a nice variety of stuff. We have a couple different t-shirts. We got mugs, coasters, tote bags, all kinds of stuff on there. I know I'm forgetting things, but like I said, I don't usually hype this stuff. This is usually Crypto Zoo's job. So there's that. And then, of course, social media. It's probably the best way to support this podcast. If you get on all your favorite social medias, tell your friends and followers to support, follow, listen to the Steve and Crypto Show podcast. That helps us more than anything, just getting the word out, spreading the word, getting it out there. And of course, you can find Crypto Zoo and myself both on most of the social media platforms. He's Crypto Zoo 88 everywhere. I am the Steve Strout everywhere. Find us, go follow us, send us messages. We're pretty responsive. Let us know if you have any friends, or you know somebody that's doing a project that really fits within the Steven Crypto Show uh, realm. You know what I mean? If something we should hype on this show, let us know, because we're always looking for interesting creators and stuff to come on and promote their wares. So there's that. We do have the Facebook group where everybody's pretty interactive, and it's kind of fun being in there. We post lots of stuff. People come in and post things they're working on. Lots of cool friends. A lot of my horror host buddies hang out over there and post their stuff. So come through. Go to the Steve and Crypto Podcast Facebook group. Go join it. Invite a bunch of your friends. Of course, we promote the shit out of the Steve and Crypto Show podcast there. But we want you to come and hang out and chat and promote your stuff too. Because it's community. That's what it's all about. That's what this show is about. It's about this whole community, the horror community, the nerdy community. It's just about having a good time. That's pretty much most of the ways to support the show. And like I say, sharing, spreading the word, leave reviews and ratings wherever you're listening. That really helps the show, be heard. And with all that being said, I've been listening to the last couple episodes. We went guestless, but we wanted to kind of do that to jump in and talk a little bit and mention some of the films that are coming out over the summer and stuff we've recently seen. So we kind of ran through a bit of a list of a lot of good films that are coming out. And speaking of ones that are coming out, Megan 2.0 just came out. And our buddy Willie, who was on the last episode or the one before, pretty sure it was the last episode, to discuss 28 years later with me. He's back. He's kind of becoming part of the team. And you're going to hear him quite a bit on here. He's like the movie guru. Like, he is one of the most supportive people of the horror film community, particularly indie horror. Like, he watches so many movies, whether it be short film, feature length. He watches all the shows. He goes to the conventions in the area. He's just one of those people that drive this whole community, this whole scene. And we love people like that. He's a good dude, too. And he's going to be on here regularly. Maybe not every week, maybe not every episode, but you're going to hear him quite a bit. So he's actually popping back on this episode because, like I said, he went and watched Megan 2.0, which I haven't seen yet, but I wanted to hear about it to know if it was worth me going to watch. So stick around in a few minutes. I'm going to be chatting with Willie again to hype Megan. And if you guys have already watched it, hit me up. Find Willie too. Hit us up. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Because I'm curious. I need a second opinion. With that being said, I did mention that we kind of been talking about what's coming soon and all that stuff. There's a lot of really cool things coming this month. Like I said, Megan just came out. I Know What You Did Last Summer is coming out next weekend. Together with the Allison Brie and Dave Franco movie looks kind of nutty, and I'm looking forward to that one. There's a like a Dracula Western based on a Joe Hill story that's coming, and I think that's coming to Shudder, so I'm kind of excited about that. Oh, we have another one of the stupid fairy tale movies coming with Bambi the Reckoning. That's coming in July also. Like all kinds of wild stuff. But yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting summer for horror films. What ones are you guys excited about? Shoot me a message. Let's chat. I want to hear all about it. What are you guys looking forward to? And what have you guys been thinking of hearing from Willie? Have you guys go follow him yet? He's at Wickaber on most of the social medias. He's on Letterbox where he does most of his reviews and stuff, which he does quite a bit. He's constantly posting on there. On Instagram, he's always posting movie recommendations and stuff. He's, like I said, he is like a champion for the indie horror community. Crypto Zoo's not here this week. I always say this week, but we're not weekly. Someday we'll be weekly. But yeah, he's not here. He's doing family things and working on other stuff. But if you do get a chance, go catch one of his little whatnot sales. He's been unloading lots of Funko Pops and stuff. So go check him out on there. If you find him on social media, I'm sure he's posting about it. So go do that. I've been getting ready for, convention season coming up for the Stephen Crypto Show, working on that stuff. I am getting ready to start my I gotta record some stuff for a couple films, some voice work that I picked up, which is always fun and interesting. More writing, a couple articles. I have an interview with Sarah Palmer, who plays as Gwenguli on the Svengoolie Show, who's been on the Stephen Crypto Show. But I don't mention it much on here, but I am a tiki enthusiast. Like, I have a whole collection of tiki mugs, and I'm slowly but surely making like a little tiki chill spot out on my back deck and everything. But I'm part of a group of fellow enthusiasts that are also enthusiastic about spooky goth horror stuff, and we're called the Tiki Goth Club. And we have our own little magazine called the Tiki Nomicon, which is pretty cool, where we have, to talk about drinks or movies or there's all kind of things sort of pertaining to tiki. And I always thought my buddy Sarah kind of exemplifies that, because she does. So I did a little interview with her, and it's coming out in the second Tiki Nomicon. It's gonna be. I'll find ways to track it down, and I'll post about it, so you guys can check it out. And if you're interested, then order a copy. Get a copy. Tell them I sent you. So there's the Space Monsters magazine issue 1 is available now. You can order it online or request it at a local bookstore. Of course, I've been posting like crazy about that, so go check that out. Get an issue. I will have them at the fall conventions, so you could come up and grab a copy. Of course, it'd mean a lot to me. All kinds of other stuff. Let's see. Before we get to the chat with Willie, I was, if Crypto Zoo made an episode, I was gonna kind of bitch about Superman a bit, but I think I'm going to save that and do that on Patreon. I'm pretty sure he went and watched that Jurassic Park movie too, so we'll have a... He'll spoil it, and I'll probably just bitch about Superman and try to not spoil it, because it was so-so. But go jump on the Patreon. You can join, and we'll talk about it soon. So, what is new with you guys? Are you guys getting excited for the Halloween season? You know, all the stores are starting to drop all their Halloween merch and everything, and it's getting pretty exciting. Are there any interesting pieces that are, have been advertised or hyped online and on all the YouTube channels and stuff that you guys are trying to get for your decor collections? I haven't dug in deep yet, but we'll see. But yeah, that's coming. That's always start getting excited this time of year. And let's see. Well, I mean, of course, with the Halloween season means the Halloween episodes, which is our prime time here on the Stephen Crypto Show. Give us some ideas what you think we should do for the Halloween episode. Or episodes. We'll probably do the usual month-long thing. Give us ideas. What do you want to talk about? Or music. Should we play some music again? Personally, I like bringing music to that episode. Is there any guests we should try to get, like, within reason? Do you have any, how about yourself? Do you have anything to offer? A segment or something you'd like to do around Halloween time for this show? Pitch the idea. Get a hold of me. Let's talk. If you got something cool, you got maybe like a top 10 Halloween movie list, or you have like a favorite books to read, or favorite Halloween candy. I don't care. Anything pertaining to Halloween and spooky season. If you got an idea for a cool segment, let's talk about it. I like to get some of you guys more involved, like, Willie has become a regular. He's like part of the show now. We want to do more stuff like that. We want to bring you guys in on it. I want you guys, because we do this for you. And we want you to feel like part of this. Because it's your show. It's our show. So let's just keep growing the community by interacting more. And grow the community, grow the show. Keep enjoying what we're doing. We enjoy doing it. I love doing it. Normally, I love it so much that I'm sitting here talking to myself. Talking to a computer screen for you guys. But I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. Kind of feel like a crazy person a little bit, but it's okay. But I think it's time to probably bring Willie on. So I'm going to cut to the segment with Willie and hear about Megan and some other stuff we talked about. And then we'll get back and we'll do the usual goodbyes and start planning for episode 172. Be right back in about 20 minutes or so. Now, before I go though, if you haven't watched Megan and you plan to and you don't want it to be spoiled, that's Megan 2.0, that is. Skip over to Willie part. Skip about 20 minutes because there are some spoilers. So here's your spoiler alert. But if you don't care and you just want to hear Willie's enthusiasm for movies, carry on. But I'll be back.
Hey, it's Sven Gooley from MeTV. You see me every Saturday night, but right now you're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. Don't confuse that with the Beeve and Scripto Show, which is Jerry Mathers talking to a pen. You might have to Google that one. Anyway, and please continue to support the horror hosts who are all out there. I'm very grateful for your support and the fact that we've nationally been successful has actually shown some TV markets that there is a need for hosted horror. So it's great that we're continuing the genre, and we need your support. So please keep supporting horror hosts. We thank you. I do too.
Hey, Stephen Crypto listeners. Our friend Willie is back. Wicker Bear. He's here to tell us about another movie. Might be considered spoilers, but you probably watched it by now. Um, but he went and watched the Megan sequel and did some other cool stuff since last time we talked. So let's where do you want to start? You want to start the movie? Or you want to tell us what else you've been up to?
Um, well, I'll tell you what I've been up to. Since you made mention of the circus, I actually went to check that out. I went to this traveling circus called Paranormal Circus, or like Circuit, because it's kind of French.
Cirque de Paranormal.
Yeah.
Some way, I don't know, something, yeah.
Well, it sounds like
The
it's
Paranormal Circus.
yeah.
It's a circus for weirdos.
And the circus was a spooky theme type of entertainment there. They had a whole variety of stuff from comedic stuff, singing, sword swallowing, trapeze act, and tightrope. So it was like a wide range of stuff that was all packed into just a 2 hour entertainment.
So it was a pretty good blend of like a traditional circus stuff with
Yeah.
your sideshow, traveling sideshow weirdness, which sounds kind of cool. I'm a sucker for like sideshow acts. I love that stuff. I think it's really cool. Um, what what do you think is probably the coolest bit from the whole thing?
I think the coolest bit was, well, two things. Was one, the swallower, where she actually swallowed swords, and she actually had somebody from the audience pull one out of her.
Oh, you think it was a planted audience member? Or you think it was pretty?
No, I think it was pretty. I think it was pretty spot on actual audience member.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really cool. Did she do just like single sword? Did she do other like different neat tricks, like different types of swords or
She did single sword, double sword. She even swallowed a sword while doing a hula hoop. So
whoa, that's intense. Just imagine the damage that could be done if you move wrong. Definitely
exactly.
takes
So it
practice.
was very impressive.
Yeah.
The second thing was when they had a bunch of killer clowns come out and like had beach balls bouncing all over the place in the whole audience, and just this massive beach ball just came out of nowhere, and it was almost like, kind of a mosh pit type of fun action happening.
So just like some good audience interaction and
Oh yeah,
fun stuff.
definitely be ready for some audience interaction, because they don't stay on the stage. They will come out there among like at least the front row seats and a little bit further back,
The,
and they
the
will
people
interact.
the
So
people who buy the expensive seats, they get and they get to play along.
yeah, pretty much.
Right on. Would you go check it out again if it comes back through?
Yeah, if I had the money for it, and I
Yeah.
would go ahead and check it out again, because it is said that they don't do the same act twice.
Right.
So
So they probably put together the show, do a tour, and then reconfigure everything. And
yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
interesting. I really get it's been through this area like twice now. Like last year, the year before it came through, and I missed it. And this time there was stuff, so I couldn't make it. But next time it comes through, I gotta go. We gotta get like a group of the cool kids together and go and fucking party down with non-alcoholic stuff because I don't drink. And do you
Yeah,
drink? I
they
never noticed.
definitely.
I know you do. I know hang out at Crypticon, but didn't hang out much. Do you drink at all, or do you?
Well, I drink on occasion, but
Yeah,
not as much.
yeah. Okay, fair enough. I know. I went recently and bought a bottle of wine because that one retailer like put out like the Jaws wines. I don't know if you saw online. There's like,
Oh my God,
yeah,
really?
I had to go get one, and people were like, "Why are you buying wine? You don't drink." Like, the motherfucker's Jaws. It's a Jaws bottle. What do you think?
They have a shark on the
Yeah,
label.
like there's a shark. There's like it's the Jaws poster image on the label. It's cool. Yeah, 'cause I don't know. Stuff like that's cool. Like I bought a couple years ago. They put out like a line of wines with like Frankenstein and Dracula,
Yeah, I
and you
remember
might have
seeing
seen
those.
those. And I had to get the Frankenstein one because I collect everything Frankenstein. So I don't know. I got wine, so if anybody wants to come over and hang out, and I got wine. Uh, actually, never mind. You're not drinking my wine. We're not open. But um, so yeah, the paranormal circus, whatever they call it. Uh, it sounds like a cool event. I think it tours pretty much across the country and into Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's different versions. Some are more, family friendly, and the one I went to was more R-rated. So,
right. Okay, I like that. I like that. So they didn't do like a early show, family, and a late show for grown-ups or something. I don't know.
well, yeah, the earliest show that I went to was about 6:30. So,
Right. And it is like pretty much just a full packed 2 hours of entertainment. I
yeah, oh
like it.
yeah.
I like it. Um, was there anything you were hoping to see that they didn't have?
Honestly, I really don't know because
Just went
I,
in with no expectations, right? Just
yeah,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I want to see some people fucking eat some light bulbs or something. You know what I mean? Like some crazy sideshow stuff. Like put a spike in up their fucking sinus and stuff. Fun.
hey, it might be in the other versions. I don't know.
Right, right. That's there needs to be more traveling sideshow troops out there. That's good stuff. Anyways, you watched the flavor of the week in horror. Megan, is it 2 or 2.0 or what are they calling it?
It's called Megan 2.0.
Okay. Okay. I haven't watched it yet, but I don't care about spoilers. Um, it'll probably help me decide to actually go see it or not. I'll watch it eventually for sure, but will I go to the theater? I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of saving my pennies to watch Superman. I know it's not horror, but I really want to watch this. I want a good Superman movie, personally.
Yeah, Superman's pretty much pop culture, so it's right up your alley.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And I like James Gunn's stuff, so I kind of have a little bit of hope for it. But yeah, Megan 2.0. What's the scoop on that?
basically, Megan 2.0 picks up right where the first movie left off. It's kind of like a little bit of a time skip, but not a huge one. They let us know what's going on with Katie, the the surrogate mother, and what happened after, you know, Megan went batshit crazy and started killing folk. So it, it still keeps that same kind of vibe of society depending on electronics and AI.
Yeah,
And in this version, it doesn't feel heavily horror. It feels more like kind of sci-fi action almost.
right.
so it kind of teeters a little closer to something something like Terminator 2 almost in a way.
Okay. All right.
Though
That's what I get.
you don't get no like super massive truck chase scenes. You do get a
Right.
car chase, but that's about it.
Right. But it is not as much like kills and stuff as the first one.
Though there are
A little
kills,
less.
but they're
Right.
not like really serious kills. It's like
Right.
it's not towards characters
Yeah.
that's really going to be like, oh no, this character type of thing.
Right. 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 Yeah. Hmm. Um. Did it? So you mentioned it does kind of play into that whole our reliance on like social media and electronics and AI and stuff like that. Like kind of like the first. I kind of called the. I kind of felt like the first one is very made for like the TikTok generation. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It is still kind of right in that
It's
wave.
it's still kind of writing that it is more camp than the first one was.
Okay.
So there are going to be there are going to be some lines that comes off from Megan or some of the other characters that's going to it's going to end up being meme worthy later down the line, if not already.
Right. So it's not taking itself as serious as the first one tried to.
Well, story wise it is, but direction and how it's being portrayed, not so much.
Right. Okay. So what were some of the things you enjoyed about it? Like the pros and cons of
Um, Pro would be, you know, obviously seeing Megan be Megan. And they did have a bit of a change up with how Katie was portrayed this time around. She wasn't like, kind of in distress type of thing. She was more kind of in control of some of the stuff in this one. Um, they did include the side characters like Colin and Tessa. That was the two assistants to making Megan. They included them a little bit more into this movie than they did in the first one.
right,
And they also had a bit more range in the way of like what what happened with the whole AI situation. Like it went a little bit more further out, and that's why I made mention of the whole Terminator 2 type of concept comparing, because it
right,
eventually ended up being almost like kind of a Skynet type of ordeal.
right. I heard something about Megan kind of gets a rival.
Oh yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
the rival is a name Amelia.
Okay. So it's another AI
Yeah,
character doll. Yeah.
it's yeah, it's similar to Megan and very almost the same way, and she just like Megan ended up having the AI intelligence of saying I'm not going to follow your orders anymore, and
Right.
chaos ensued.
Which is basically what's going to happen to us, and we're all gonna we're all gonna be destroyed by the machines. But eh, that's all right. As long as it's cool machines. Yeah. Um. Okay. So you mentioned pros. Anything you didn't dig about the movie? Without obviously not
Um,
trashing it, but
Con wise, I would say the runtime.
right,
That it was like 2 hours, and I'm like, you could only do so much with a back talking sassy AI.
right. All right.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it seeing her in the whole setup, but it felt like they had to include her in a lot of scenes that could have been shortened, cut down,
All right.
removed altogether almost. So
So there's a lot of points where it dragged a bit. It sounds like.
yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit, especially since they had not just Megan and the two leads there. They had the two leads, the two secondary leads. They had the FBI after them, and then they had Amelia, and so it was like a lot of characters you had to, you know, concentrate on what's going on here. So,
Right. Right. But other than the little bit of fat that could have been trimmed out, would you recommend checking this one out?
if you've seen the first one in the movie theaters, I would say just go for it and check it out in the movie theaters. If you feel like you can wait, then by all means go ahead and wait. It's going to be PG-13 just like the first one was, so it's
Right.
not going to be over the top gore. So uh
Right.
those horror hounds that's in it for that kind of stuff, they probably might want to hold off to the side and watch something else. But otherwise, if you're a fan of the camp type of horror, or sci-fi action as it were, and also a fan of Megan, then either go out to see it, or
It's sort of.
eventually it's going to probably pop up on Peacock because it's through Universal. So
Right. Yeah, I'm sure probably in next month or two it'll be on there. So that's probably the angle I'll work at this point because I got, like I said, I got Superman coming, and the week after is Fantastic Four. So I'm not sure I'll be at the theater much for the horror stuff. But I mean, there is
right.
some good stuff coming though. Like I know what you did last summer is coming this month, right? Uh,
Yeah,
there's
I know what you
something
did last
else.
summer is coming. Um, Weapons is going to come out eventually. I forgot when that's coming out, but there are a few horror movies that's coming out, both VOD and theaters right now. So.
Um, what are you planning to watch next? What's next on your list? Do you keep like a list of, do you got your little schedule planned for what and when you're gonna watch it, or do you just kind of spontaneous?
Um, Sometimes it's spontaneous, but I also have my watch list on Letterboxd. So
Okay.
I have like a list of all the movies that's going to come out, will be coming out, and stuff that I still want to see, that's further back beyond 2020. So there's a kind of hodgepodge of different movies I want to check out. And usually, if I know when a certain movie is going to be coming out, I say, okay, this is coming out this weekend. So I'm going to have to make sure to put some money to the side to see that.
All right. So do you have the next watch planned? What are you gonna be watching?
At this moment, not just yet, but I did go see Jurassic World Rebirth.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you dig it? I don't want to hear too much about that one because I'm gonna actually. I think I might try to go see that because it's playing at the local theater, but I don't know. And I know Crypto Zoo is actually going to watch that tonight, so I'm sure we'll probably spoil that on Patreon or something. But what did you think of it?
Um,
I know.
Jurassic World Rebirth was actually pretty good. I It carried a lot of vibes of the first one, like Jurassic Park,
Right.
and you can tell that they wanted to make sure you felt those vibes because there's a lot of Easter eggs that's popping up in that
Right.
movie.
So they wanted to bring back the magic of the first couple.
Pretty,
Because the last handful ones they put out, I wasn't really that big a fan of. They looked cool, but it was like kind of the same stuff and boring. And so they kind of got back to what made us love Jurassic Park,
yeah,
which is good. Which is
yeah,
good.
because they did dipped into what happened at the end of the last Jurassic World movie,
Right. Right.
but not enough to actually say, okay, this is just a follow up. They actually try to make it a more of a standalone type of movie.
Right. Right. But it's still kind of called to all the other stuff, though, which is
Yeah,
cool.
it calls to it here and there in some
Right.
scenes and in the dialogue and stuff. So.
Right. Okay. You got anything else going on besides movie stuff? Anything exciting coming? Any shows or events or anything you're attending?
Um, Nothing as of yet, but it's still in the middle of summer, so
Right.
anything could pop up, and I'd be like, okay, let's go. But I know in October I'm going to go to Halloween Expo that's going to be up in Spokane.
That's the good one. I like that show. It's a fun show. Think you're gonna dig it. You'll definitely dig it. Um, of course I'll be there. The Stephen Crypto Show is the official podcast for the Halloween
Yes,
Expo,
I
so
saw that.
you know I'll be there. Um, but plug your socials and letterbox, and then we'll get up out of here.
Alrighty, so both on X, Instagram, and Blue Sky. All three of them is going to be Wiccabear. That's Wicca Burr. So that's where I'm going to be on that, and it's also going to be the same name that you'll be able to find on Letterbox.
Yes, sir. And of course, we always link you up in the episode description so people can find you and go follow. He's posting reviews all the time over on Letterboxd. People are loving it. He has a lot of followers. He even got the producers showing him love for his kind words about their movies, which is pretty cool. What movie was that? I know you sent me a
That was
link, but
the movie Marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Okay, so that one's worth a check out then, huh?
Yeah, it got that sort. It has that summer camp horror vibes, but it takes some interesting twists further down the runtime.
Is it available on any streaming sites or?
Um, yeah, it's actually available on VOD on quite a few streaming platforms, and it's not really cheap. It's not really expensive. So
Cool. I recommend going and checking that out because we got to support the indie films and the indie filmmakers. These people are putting out awesome shit, and we love them. And Willie, thank you for hanging out again. And everybody, go follow him. You're gonna hear him quite often on here, and we'll see him in Spokane too. We'll party down in Spokane over the juice boxes and potato chips. I don't know. I got nothing. I can play that. Anything you want to throw out there before we go? Of
no, just thanks for having me here once again.
course, you're always welcome. You're like part of the family now.
One of us, one of us.
Oh, I need to go watch Freaks. I haven't watched that in a while. Anyways, back to the main show.
Hey, this is Dr. Gangrene. You're watching the Steve. No, you're not. You're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show right here on whatever network you're on. I don't know what you're on. Don't ask me. I can't see what you're doing, but keep listening and tune in next week for more cool content on the Steve and Crypto Show.
Okay, I am back. Thanks to Willie for being part of the team. Crypto should be back next time. He better be back next time. Miss chatting with him. So yeah, I gave you guys homework on the first half of the episode. Tell us how excited you are for Halloween. If you got ideas for segments, hit us up. Go join Patreon, patreon.com/SteveCrypto. You get access to extra stuff. And what else? Follow us on social media. CryptoZoo88, The Steve Strout. Join the Facebook group. Share the episodes. Leave ratings. Leave reviews. Just help spread the word. Let's keep this thing going. And it's not too early to say happy spooky season, y'all. we will be back, episode 172, in a couple weeks. Bye, guys. Peace.